Hello, everyone, and welcome to Littlefield live streaming. Tonight's show is Memories with Liza Treyger. Now, please welcome your host, Liza Treyger.
Yay, hello. Thrilled. I hope people are watching. This is so exciting. Besides not wearing makeup or doing my hair or brushing my teeth, I am very excited and thrilled for this and have been looking forward to this for weeks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start. So the premise of the show is called Memory, is a little self-indulgent. But basically, I'm bringing on friends. We're gonna chit chat about memories that we have in our lives, specific ones, which is a nice break to my day. All I've been doing is fighting with people on Twitter and Instagram. So I do need a break, and people need to wear their masks. And if you are giving money to us today, it's some 10% is going to the New York City Food Bank. So our first people will be Megan Gailey and Drew Anderson. And we're going to talk about the time when we were grown-ass adults and we went back to my high school, Niles North in Skokie, where we saw the Thursday afternoon community performance of Legally Blonde, the musical. We went to Old Orchard Mall for the Cheesecake Factory. We went to Pita Inn and to my parents' house. So welcome to the Zoom, Megan and Drew.
Hi, snaps.
Hi, Megan, please come back. Okay, great. You're back to being muted.
Megan, your sound is not
okay,
good.
Great.
You're on.
It's so sick. I still expected applause for some reason. I'm like,
I know.
Still shocked.
I've been giving intros that are like, even when we're doing the podcast, I'm like, welcome, and then it's silent, and it's my bad for sure.
No, and I'd like to let everyone know before we get into the memory that outside my window, cops showed up, a car hit a bicyclist, the cops yelled at someone, and now everything is back to normal. So
okay, I'm
back to staring at all of your faces. How did we decide to go to Legally Blonde, the musical?
And
Drew, have we hung out before?
This was like one of the first hangouts that I had with you and Megan, and I was like so excited and a little bit nervous because we hadn't really had a proper hang before, and I was like, this is so much fun. It was like Thursday at 2:00.
It felt so much earlier than that. I remember
we got there.
I feel like I picked you up at like 10 a.m. Drew.
Yeah, you did. You picked me up at 10 a.m. I remember us driving on like Lakeshore Drive. I remember that vividly.
Well, yeah. I remember we parked at the parking lot, not the mall, but like the doctor's office across the street from my high school. And we smoked weed. And then, what up, Will? You're later.
What up?
You would have been first, but you didn't show up on time.
Ah, shit. All right.
Bye. But I do like that Kenny is the latest of that group. But I also, after we got high, I remember us stepping out of the car and I slipped on ice and fully.
And you
like
took
a
it.
movie.
It was out of a movie. We were like, I remember seeing it was like, oh, it was pretty bad. It was really bad.
It could have ruined the rest of the day, but somewhere fate knew
we needed
got to get back. You know, we got important to do.
And this is a little. Not PC, so stop me if this is bad to say, but because it was a community performance, there was a lot of people that were special needs at the performance, and so throughout the play, people were making lots of noises.
It was
hard not to laugh.
At times, I would say. Yeah.
I think it's fucked up that I don't understand why groups of that nature have to go to matinees.
I agree, Megan. That's the bigger conversation.
Opening night? They don't deserve a night out on the town?
Yeah, it was all, I remember it was like, was it older people in the community?
No,
and then
was it older people too? I took an older crew to Brigadoon that was in Evanston once, and they all fell asleep before.
That makes sense. And
I was like, well, I fucked up.
I've never heard of Brigadoon.
Brigadoon is the worst musical of all time.
It's so boring. It's in Scotland? Is that where it takes place?
It's really bad and weird, and there's like a magical land. I honestly think that they were mad at me that I even chose it.
But Legally Blonde, on the other hand.
Talent. That was talent.
Oh.
But that girl that played Paulette, and she wore great, but they invented a song for her, Jennifer Coolidge character, and it was called like Luck of the Irish or something.
Oh, that was weird. I didn't understand that.
But your
But
high
the
school
musical,
song.
yes.
Oh,
Your
just
high
my high school invented it? No, I think Legally Blonde the
No, it's
musical
in the
was-
show. It's in the
Yeah.
show.
It's not like a Taylor Swift Cats situation.
No.
No. And I
Wait,
do
so I
need
think
to-
we
Go
found
ahead.
out about it, Lisa, because you were like friends with your theater teacher, right? You were close with
No,
your
I
scene
am
study teacher.
so desperate for his approval. It's sickening. It's like all I want is my dad to be nice to me and my
Your
theater
scene-
teacher.
He was like your scene study teacher.
Oh yeah, I took acting every single semester. I did improv and I got in trouble because I pretended to suck a dick. And then afterwards they were like, there are parents here. Like, why are you miming a dick suck?
And did you do it like honest object work or like?
No, I got on my knees and like, I don't remember, but I remember it being like the teacher afterwards had to sit everyone down and be like, no more blowjob act outs if that's okay.
Wow.
Your family's
The envelope from the beginning.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of sketches. I wrote a sketch about a mom teaching a girl how to drive a car, and
You
just
guys
a
were
lot of
writing
sort of-
sketches in high school?
We had our theater program has a national, like a Kennedy Award honors, and they went to the Fringe Festival. I wasn't in their play of Hamlet, but they went and like they just really, I was in a kabuki play and they brought in a Japanese ambassador of theater arts to direct it.
What?
Like the sets were insane. Our musical budget was $7,000 for just the musical. Like,
I mean, I will speak to Legally Blonde. Like, it looked so professional. The sets were incredible. The costumes were from Broadway. Didn't they
There was
say
a
that?
real dog. There was a real ass dog.
oh, we went, I forgot there was
The
a real
dog was,
Yeah, they're-
I do feel like in
Bruiser.
high school, you do wonder, like, will there be a dog? I saw a real ass actress play the queen on Broadway, and I was like kind of bored. And then real corgis ran out, and I was like, this should win a Tony.
I know. I feel the same way. Dogs really take it to the next level. And the gal that played Elle Woods was really good.
Yeah.
It was, but I do remember someone didn't hit a note, and we heard my theater teacher behind me like kick a chair and go, damn it.
I remember that. I vividly remember that.
But even
also
when I
felt-
talked to him, you could tell he was like not even that interested in me. And I'm like, I'm on TV. Come on, bro. What do I need to do? It's like I just want him
That
to
was a long
compliment me.
time ago. I feel like now I just think that you have advanced, that he would be into you now.
I hope
Yeah.
so. And little Esther, who's a comedian, we did theater together, and we all were so mad and jealous because she had lavender Uggs. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, but she made out with the cute guy that she was dating backstage during Godspell. And we all
Wow.
pretended to be mad about it, but we were jealous.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
always impressed by people making out backstage during the show, because like I was always so nervous about the show.
I had my body caressed backstage.
Wait, Megan, did you do theater in high school?
Yeah,
He was Juliet.
I quit. I was Juliet in college.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I actually quit show choir to focus on tennis and theater more seriously.
Oh my God. That is so funny.
I was like, I don't want to be in these weird nude heels. I want to soar.
You know
What
what's
were
always
your
the-
best roles? Were you did theater,
Yes.
Drew? Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely in theater. I never
What are
had
the
a
best
shining
roles you got?
moment. What's
Really?
that? We did musical reviews at my high school. So I was like Pippin one year. That was like a big moment for me. Kind of that part's like, I'm a shoo-in for that role. I didn't really like have a starring part, unfortunately. I was in a couple Shakespeare plays.
Oh, I remember because I was a swimmer too. Our theater teacher would get volatile. He was always like dieting and up and down weight. But there was one time I went to Much Ado About Nothing, the tech rehearsal, like the final ones, because I couldn't make the play because I was a swimmer, and someone didn't get the lines and he lost it. He was like, Shakespeare wrote these centuries ago and you can't fucking get it. Like screamed at everyone. And
Every theater teacher is like that. I don't know
Really?
what's going on there. Yeah, they're all intense. It's like,
We had
It's-
to we did a Japanese play called Tea House of the August Moon in Japanese, and I'll leave out the very racist things that our teacher had us do for that play. But one of the things was we had to build an actual tea house, like in the set we were building it, and it was supposed to take like 80 seconds. And so she would time us. One rehearsal, we built it like 17 times, and it was at like 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes. And she was just like kicking chairs, screaming at us.
What do you think that is? Like, where's that anger? What's that about?
Well, they didn't make it.
Failure
Yeah,
of their
yeah.
employers.
They didn't.
See,
make
I
it.
like, but my memory from that show is like, I always feel bad for the kids who have to play the adult characters. Like, that's always like, that's just the biggest. It's so hard to watch. You played that.
Annie, we're
You always
muting you, but nice to see you. Oh, he's gone.
Wow.
He's
In the
fast.
chat, Will did ask if Drew and I are in bed, and I am in bed. Yes.
I am in bed. Yeah.
I'm on a
Yeah.
couch, but my boyfriend's right there.
Yeah.
So then Choxy met us for lunch though that day. I should have maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was.
Did we went to Pita Inn and then we went to Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah, well, we went to Pita Inn for the lunch special, which is like falafel,
Oh, it was
like
so good.
lamb, chicken, salad, rice for $5.95. It's insane. Then we went to, I think, my parents' house to meet the cat. And then we went to the Cheesecake Factory for just dessert.
For dessert, it was magical.
And
Do you remember what cheesecake flavor we got? That would be cool.
I feel like we got two, red velvet.
I think we got a Reese's peanut butter cup. That sounds right.
Honestly, that sounds like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so great.
It was
Lisa,
a fun
what
day.
did you say? You went and talked to him. I know we said that, but didn't he was like critical of the show.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Oh, he probably was like, oh, well, we have work to do.
Yeah, he was like, there's some kink. Because we were like,
Yeah,
it was
that's exactly
so
what he said, Megan.
amazing.
That's exactly what he said. There's some kinks that we have to work
Yeah.
through. And he was holding a pad. I remember that.
Rehearsals were so fun on our sets. Like, we also had progressive shows. Like, we had gay kissing. We did Iago's plot, kabuki style. Like, I'm just so grateful that I got to, I know who George Bernard Shaw is or whatever.
Would you guys ever go to theater competitions?
Oh, like thespians?
Yeah, we went to I wasn't in the show, but it was the University of Illinois, like the state theater thing.
Yeah. Now that shit, I mean, I met a boy at a thespian competition once and then went to his prom.
You went to multiple proms?
I went to another school's prom. I mean, he lived like 45 minutes away, and I like had a tennis tournament and then was getting my hair done and driving up there. And I remember on the way, he called me and was like, so we're going to get our pictures taken, but then we have to go back to my parents' house because I forgot my glow sticks. And I was like, if you bring your glow sticks, then I'm going to turn around and go back home. And so he didn't bring his glow sticks.
I can't
Wait, do
believe
you
you were
think was he
anti-glow
gay?
sticks so young.
I think what it was is I started being like, oh no, I know who this person, like at thespian camp, like competition, he was the hottest guy. And then when he called about the glow sticks, I was like, oh, you're an incredible loser. Like, I didn't know.
Could you tell that he was a loser at the prom?
Yeah. But hi, Sydney. I could also tell, I mean, he
looks
was
beautiful.
hot at the school. I mean, this school is like in the middle of a cornfield. They actually had, I think, a really bad COVID outbreak at a factory. But he was like, his dad was a doctor and he was hot at the school, but he was like the hot theater boy and like kind of short.
Wow.
Drew, you disappeared. Oh, so we have to end this. That was a nice
Okay.
story from Megan. Do you have a prom story, theater story, glow stick story?
Prom story, theater story. I mean, I was actually in Romeo and Juliet, and that was my like big moment. But I got sick the night before the performance, and I lost my voice, and it was like absolutely devastating.
What was your part?
I played Romeo, but it was just like select scenes. It was select scenes it was like a Shakespeare festival.
Yeah. I mean, I was famously Juliet in college and had like the hottest Romeo. And I, again, famously, when they put me in the tomb, we never rehearsed with it because it hadn't been finished. And so the first time I was put in the tomb was opening night, and I got claustrophobic and pushed it off of me and ran off stage.
Oh, wow.
And
Maybe
my
you deserve
mom-
to be with glow sticks.
My mom's so supportive, so sweet, such a theater mom. Afterward, I mean, I was mortified. No one would talk to me. It was really bad. And afterwards, my mom was like, I loved what you did with that.
That is a peg move. That is a peg move, baby.
She kept being like, you were a ghost. You were a ghost.
I love that.
Oh, that's fun. All right, Drew Anderson, we're gonna let you go. Your hair looks hot as fuck. I hope you are FaceTime jerking off with some hotties later.
Israeli military.
Love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So hot. Bye, Drew.
Love you guys. Have fun.
Thank you. We saw Marie. We will see you soon. Okay, Kara Klenk, bring her in. Oh, maybe I'll do an intro. Just bring her in. So anyone that's watching, hopefully you are. Kara is here. So the three of us are friends. And I didn't plan this as well. So these are our options. The Bachelorette, Megan's Bachelorette party, Lizzo. And then for some reason, I thought our best memory was when we got drunk at a pool where we got a cabana, but that seems...
That wasn't
the thing is like, there's not much of a memory from that day.
Well, there was an incredibly hot female DJ who we like.
I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, Liza keeps us updated with what she's up to.
Because one day I'm going to have a party and I'm going to hire her to play a daytime pool mix and we're going to lose it.
We also
I can't wait.
A cabana and a chair next to us and refused to let anyone sit on that chair, even though we were not using the chair.
Because we paid for it.
Because we had paid for, we had done one of these reserve a cabana days or whatever, but that would only be for 2 people. So they reserved a chair. And then I was the last person to get there and was like, I guess I'll just sit in the chair. But I sat in the cabana with them. And then we kept the chair as putting our flag in the ground of our territory.
No, desperate people were like, could we please use it? And I've never been this person. We were like, no, we paid for it and our shirts are sitting on it. So you can't have it. But it was incredible.
I secretly did think that one of us might lie in the sun for a little bit or something. I don't know why. Maybe me.
You guys know now as my friend that I do not like the sun.
No, I know you don't. Yeah, but I thought maybe I would. I guess.
You guys like the sun, but
no, we were Karens, but we let it happen. I don't know, but we just got hammered at the pool. I guess we should talk about the Bachelorette or Lizzo. I don't know.
Well, I still have some. Well, before Lizzo, we got super, super high. I got super, super high, and we got into a fight with people, but I never understood what was happening.
Oh, I forgot we got in a fight with those people.
It wasn't a real fight. We didn't obviously, but it was
there was just a person, and instead of her going, hey, you're blocking my view, or you can't stand there, she was just like, we've been here all day, how dare! And then it was like, oh, okay, yeah, we're at Lizzo in the smallest venue she'll ever play.
You're being really on Lizzo right now, dude. That's this is not Lizzo's message.
No, I was on Molly, but then you were amped up, so you came up to me and you were like, I don't understand why you're allowing them to speak to you that way. Are you going to let them speak to you like that? And I'm like, I could give a shit about these women. I need to watch Lizzo.
I was nervous because I was very high and was like, why are they talking to us like that? I didn't understand the origin of it. I didn't know what we had done wrong.
Well, there was tape on the ground and you could not be standing outside of the tape. It was very strange art. I know the intention was this is where you're supposed to be standing. And it's this is a concert full of Lizzo fans. We're not going to stand where you want us to stand.
Yeah.
That's gone.
But then we got lucky because there was a doorway and they let us stand there. And there was
a security guard who looked at us and was like, whatever,
he was really cute.
He was. I was going to say he was hot too, but I'd already said I had a hot Romeo, hot DJ, hot security guard, but these are my types,
Just hot, you mean?
Yeah.
That's not special.
Hot and strange.
Megan finds beauty everywhere. Beauty.
This is not about any of our memories, but my new crusade today is just people that are like, you can't blame us. We just want to get back to normal life. We don't miss it either. It is just they're acting like we like to sit inside. Like,
Well,
I want to
also,
get a fucking
our
pedicure.
normal life was better than their normal life. So it's like
Amen.
we're actually sacrificing more. We had good restaurants to go to. We went and performed for people. You just want to go to Dave and
Go
Buster's.
to Outback
We can go to Dave
Steakhouse.
and Buster's, but that's like 17th on our list.
I have 6,000 points on my Dave and Buster's card. Like, I would love to go back to Dave and Buster's.
We have Dave
This
and
is from
Buster's.
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, we love Dave and Buster's too, but that's
Yeah.
all they have, is what I'm saying. We have more.
Let's see if we can even squeeze this all in. But you guys should do this without me one time and talk about your trip to Mexico. But so Meg and Gailey got married, and in December, and in September we went to Chicago for a bachelorette party. There were 22 girls, 18 in the house, but 4 of them were villains, and they did get a hotel in the middle of the night, which is rule number 1 to be an enemy of the
I feel
bachelorette
like
party.
one of them I would like to say is not a villain because she was pregnant, and I think she was like, I gotta go with them. And then the other, I only think, to me, there's only one real villain, but I understand that there's accomplices.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's just, even if someone texted it and was like, I don't want to be in the house. I need space. This is too much for me. It would have been fine. I think the villain aspect is in the middle of the night, gathering your things, leaving, and then pretending like nothing happened. Like, that's
But
the weird
first,
thing.
she screamed at me. First, I came home first because I was very drunk and I was still breastfeeding my child. So I like thought I was going to pump or something. Instead, I passed out in my clothes, and I wake up.
Do your titties just leak during that, or what happened?
Well, I woke up and they were very hard. They were not.
Well,
leaking,
wait,
but-
tell us what you woke up. You woke up
So
and
I
you
woke
went,
up to banging on, there was a separate entrance to the house right next to where I was sleeping on an air mattress. And so I like wake up after probably 10 minutes of them banging, and the villain and all the accomplices are there. And the villain goes, so fucking fucked up. And I'm drunk and asleep, and I go, what happened? What did I do? Like, this bitch thought that I intentionally locked her out of the house. I had met her 20 minutes earlier. Like, she thought that I locked her out of the house. And even though, it was a summer night, right? What was it? September? It was like a warm night. It wasn't like they were out for hours in the freezing cold. They were outside for 10 minutes. And she screamed at me, and her friend, one of the accomplices, was like, it's fine. Like, didn't really.
in those 20 minutes that you met her, you did very loudly proclaim that she had the ugliest outfit you had ever seen.
I said that to people privately. Excuse me. I said that to Christy privately.
I was
but
was ugly.
The dress looked like the salsa girl emoji dress.
It was an ugly dress. I stand by that, but I did not say it's like when she was within earshot, but definitely it got around.
What did you see when you woke up to go pump the next morning?
Oh, okay. So then I wake up at 6 a.m. and my like boobs are very hard, and I'm like, oh God, I got to go pump. But I don't want to wake up Megan, and the room that we were in, the bathroom door didn't shut all the way. So I was like, oh, I'll go into Liza and another bridesmaid, Lindsay's room, and I will use their bathroom because it shuts and they're probably passed out. I go in, they're both not wearing any clothes, but like not in a sexual way. But Lindsay, I can see her entire ass, and there are yellow, hard things on her ass, and I do not know what it is. And so I pump, and the whole time I'm pumping, I'm like, what the fuck is on her ass? Turned out it was Nerds.
I was eating Nerds in bed. I got caught eating candy in bed multiple times because lots of girls were using that bathroom. Like, Blair walked in and I was like chomping on a Laffy Taffy in the middle of the night. It was quite embarrassing. I do want to say I loved the look of shock on people's faces as 22 white women walked into Cafe Babariba and ruined their Friday night.
Well, and
Friday night.
I don't want to blow our cover, but we are also of a certain age, like we are not, we could not be mistaken for a college graduation, like it was like, oh my God, this old woman is getting married and she has.
Oh my God, Megan.
Well, what was fun too, the second night we had one man come out with us, and he did rightfully so physically assault a man at the nightclub.
Wait, I didn't hear this.
Oh, you might have taken some of the drunks home.
Yeah.
So at this club, it was a disco club, and it wasn't very big. So we our booth was just like a couch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It was like a multi-tiered. It was a couch and then another level that you can sit on that was just reserved for us. And we had our own little bar.
Yeah, and we had an amazing bottle girl.
Yeah, and you could stand on the bench and dance. So that was like the best part.
Yeah, like watching everyone dance as you sit up. And then there was a man who came and sat on our booth. And as you could, we didn't let people use our pool chair. No one's going to sit in our booth. We paid thousands of dollars for. So the cocktail waitress goes up to him and goes, "Can you please move?" And he goes, "I can't hear you." And she keeps being like, "This, they paid for this. Like, you need to go." And he could hear her. He kept going, "I just can't hear you." So I got up and I was like, "You can fucking hear her." And I got so mad, but I'm not going to fight him. So then Joe Kilgallen went, grabbed his shirt and pulled him off and went, "Can you fucking hear her now?" And then during this, I also, what?
And then security came and grabbed that guy and he got thrown out.
And then Megan asked her.
I don't even think I heard this.
No, and then Megan asked her, "How often does this happen to you?" And she goes, "Men speak to me like this every single night. Like, I do not even exist." And then I caught men trying to drink our booze. Yeah. And I come and I was like, "This is ours." And they're like, "Chill out. What the?" I'm like, "You're just about to steal our alcohol. Get out of here."
My friends who was truly blacked out on the verge of like falling asleep, sat down and was like, someone was giving her water. And a guy came over and put his arm around her and started like rubbing her. And Francie, who honestly, to use my mom's phrase, wouldn't say a word with shit in her mouth, was like, "Get the fuck off of her." Like, it was standing up on the booth was a blessing because you could like see everybody. There was that other wedding and we were like, hey girl. And then you could also see the predators. Like, I felt like I was in a tower watching men be their worst versions of themselves, like just Patagonia jackets, making eye contact with us and coming over.
See, I just spent so much time watching the villain try to hook up with some random like dork that was there. I was like watching that like a television show. I was just like, she was just putting out all the stops.
There were a lot of things that were being brought to my attention. And I do remember at one point, the villain sat on my feet as I was standing dancing and I kicked her off my feet.
I saw that because she kept talking and I saw you kick her off, which was incredible. We also were forgetting one of the best parts of the bachelorette party. We took a giant boat for 4 hours around Lake Michigan. And I'd have to say one of my most proud and panicked moments was our friend Lindsay, who's like nutty. She kept picking one song at a time to play, but wouldn't make a playlist, but wouldn't let anyone be in charge of the music. And she just kept playing like Ludacris from 2002, which is great, but like we just needed a switch. And so then I decided to make a playlist. I made a playlist. I plug it in. A podcast starts playing, a RuPaul podcast starts playing, and all of you start screaming at me. They're like, "We want music." And I'm like, I'm trying. Kara's helping me. But then my playlist, suddenly we all danced for like an hour and a half, song after song. And it really was a proud moment of mine.
Yeah, no, it was a great
mix.
And the sandwiches, all the snacks on that boat. I mean,
yeah, Megan's friend Jill made sandwiches with Hawaiian bun bread, Munster cheese, and turkey and ham.
I want to go on that boat again. So fun.
And I want to say you fucked up your blow dry and you jumped in the lake. Kara Klenk would not.
I wouldn't.
Not a water girl. Even though you love summer camp.
On the second night,
I love a lake, but it looked really cold and I just did not want to do my hair again.
It was freezing. I went out with like straight, not good hair the second night of my bachelorette party, but I had on this skin tight white dress and I had like, if I picked it up in a way, I could have under boob. And I just was like, I don't think my hair matters, you know?
All right. We're going to leave you guys unless you have a button. No
the button is don't fuck with us or try to drink our alcohol or sit on our lawn chairs because we're going to be fucking,
I guess too,
or tweet anything about not women.
Yeah, the three of us all fought with a man yesterday, and we have
he apologized on it today. He said he's behind women on Instagram, so I think we did it. We fixed him.
Yeah, we fixed his dumbass.
No, I'm gonna go fight with him on Instagram. Right?
Yeah,
when
no,
this
I
is
want to fight
over.
with him on Instagram.
Yeah.
I want him to tag us.
You need
and
him to
credit
block you on all platforms.
100%.
I somehow didn't get blocked, but I wasn't as like in it. I wasn't fighting back as much as you guys.
I hit him under the belt. I don't care.
But I told my parents and they loved it.
All right, girls. Obviously, love you so much. Enjoy your lives. Wow.
Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you. All right, our next group of 3 boys, we all started comedy in Chicago, and yeah, you can bring them up. And the Kenny, he is from Springfield, Missouri. And so he would do a show called Truckload of Comics, where he would pick his favorite Chicago friends and comedians. And we would drive 8 hours to Springfield, Missouri. And it was us in a car with 2 big men, Lebo and CJ Sullivan. And we were packed in the car. And because they're boys, I had to sit in the middle because their thighs couldn't touch. And we stayed at an amazing Kenny's house. There was a pool. We grilled. We learned about grazing tables. He had a fridge for just beverages. We did shows, and then we drove back another 8 hours, and Clark did have a diabetic problem. No. And that's the intro. So hi guys. Am I missing anything?
You know what? When you have diabetes, people just anything happens to you, they like, oh, he had a diabetic thing. It's like I was sneezing. it was fucking freezing because we were in a Nissan Maxima for some reason.
Whose Maxima was it?
It was Kenny. Kenny had like a different car.
Oh yeah, that was when I switched to the Maxima.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maxima Kenny.
Yeah,
I remember we went to Popeyes. I remember that. What else happened? Is there not a story here?
There's a lot of stories.
Okay.
I'm sure we have tons of stories.
This is like a meta comedy thing of like, I did okay. And then CJ's, we was like, oh, man, this, like, they're not really into it. They're not really fucking with us. And CJ Sullivan goes up and starts killing. But like,
no, Clark, I remember what you did. You opened the show doing South Side of Chicago jokes to a Missouri crowd. I remember
like
this.
Years in. I didn't know you couldn't do that yet.
You're like, you know the difference between Chicago and the suburbs? And everyone's like, no.
I had 4 minutes of material in the theater. That's Kenny's fault.
I really believed in my friends, man. You know, I saw you do well at Lottie's. I was like, this will work in a theater.
You're like, oh yeah, I'll go out of town. I'm ready for that. CJ Sullivan goes up, kills for 10 minutes, and I forget what did he say that just made the whole crowd turn on him.
Oh man, it was like a full crush.
Oh my God.
It was the wasn't it the Boston bombing? Didn't he say something about the Boston bombing?
Yeah.
And I
also not just like talking, riffing about it. He was murdering, and he was like, let's try some new stuff about this tragedy.
So my workshop, my A Chicago material bombs, and CJ's like, well, let me do some murderous stuff about Boston, and I've never seen a crowd go 180 so fast.
It's screeching halt. It also didn't help that we got to the green room and there was just a straight up bottle of Jameson, and we got there like 2 hours early, and we're just raging Chicago level alcoholics. I think we finished the bottle before the show and then went to the bar next door. And man, by the time it was time for the show to start, I was like, I don't know.
I didn't remember it was a theater until you just said that. I thought we were at a Mexican restaurant this whole time.
No, it was the Gilroy.
That was a different time.
No, now I know. I'm like,
yeah,
I totally forgot. I had a pink dress on, I remember.
Dude, my grandma was at that show. My sweet Irish Catholic grandma that thought I was the sweetest boy in the world. And I was so drunk that I forgot. I had to joke. At the time, I had some joke about dirty talk that ended with, and then something about coming. And it was one of those things. I was so drunk, I forgot my grandma was there, and I got halfway through the joke, and I was like, how do I get out of this? I guess I can't. And I just like acted out some sexual thing and then just said, and then I came. And afterwards, my grandma was like, really funny. I was like, I don't think you mean that.
Yeah.
That Jameson must have hit CJ mid-set, because after the show, y'all don't even know, like, he was like taking photos on top of a cop car because where all the bars are. And I was just like, I don't think you can do that. I knew I couldn't, but I didn't think you could do that either.
To be
Dude,
fair,
everything is
CJ
got
rushing
away, though.
back to me. I have a picture of you next to those cop cars.
Yeah, it was wild.
To be fair, CJ looks like the chief of police in every
Yes.
Scorsese movie. So I think
Yes, absolutely.
He's
They
blind.
definitely looked at him like, let him do it. I think it's Officer Sullivan.
Sullivan, that adds up. Yeah.
That checks out, yeah.
We took the Uber or the car or whatever back to the house. It was one of the scariest rides I've ever been in. He wanted to get out and like search for things. And the dude just desperately wanted to go home. He only wanted to go home, and CJ wouldn't let him. And I was completely sober at that point because I was scared.
Well, that's because you were in a new town in,
Also,
Nothing-
in Missouri,
like,
and you're
isn't
like
bombing
not from there.
something
You're like,
up?
yeah,
Does that sober anybody else? Bombing?
always.
Nothing was more illuminating about how weird where I grew up was than bringing other people there. And like at first I was all excited, like, I can't wait to show you guys my hometown.
You kept telling us like we're known for Chinese food, and it's like
Yes.
we are
Oh,
not
yes.
eating Chinese food.
We heard
And
orange
Mexican
chicken
food.
18,000 times.
Yeah.
Orange chicken was made there, right? That's the home of orange
Cashew
chicken.
chicken. Springfield style
Cashew chicken. That's right.
If
Yeah.
you watch the documentary The Hunt for General So, Springfield's in it, the guy that invented cashew chicken. He's still alive.
Is his name John Cashew?
Johnny Cashew.
Johnny Cashew. Hey guys, I got some chicken ideas.
Yeah, he's our Joe Exotic, Johnny
Yeah,
Cashew.
I put my nuts on this chicken, and I think I got some. No.
Was
All right, I'll
this
leave.
a Thanksgiving show or no? Did we eat Thanksgiving Day sandwiches this trip or no?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was right after. Also, Will, were you at this show? Because I think this
I
was.
don't even remember.
I think this was the time. I think this was the time where I was like, maybe Will and Clark can be on different shows.
Oh yeah. And I
Right.
think I was
That
on the next
first time
one.
we weren't booked on the same show.
Yeah,
Well,
Did I just invent that Will was on this trip?
I think so.
I
think
was
it
on several other ones, but
It was
not that one. I'm
Sydnee,
thinking.
Lebo, Liza, me, and CJ, which is huge. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of human.
And Liza was in a bad mood for some reason on the way back, but she needed to like cool air because it was that many people. Somehow you were still hot, and I was like dying in the back seat.
Now I remember what I mean. It might not have been diabetes. It definitely seemed like it. You were like hood up, shivering.
I had
Yeah.
Corona.
Patient
No.
zero.
Yeah,
CJ
2012 Corona.
had to school me. He turned around and went, Clark is shivering. Can you just stop? And I was like,
Yeah. That was the face she made. You definitely looked at me, saw I was in pain, but you still went, oh, I get it.
I also just invented that Will was with us and he wasn't. I forgot. I mean, I don't know. I feel my brain.
Honestly, I was so high during those times that I was like, maybe I was there.
Well, dude, that's the thing. Like you asked me, and I was like, sure, because I mean, I did those every month for 2 years, so they all bleed, and I did different combinations, and I mean, there's stories from all of them. I mean, I remember me, Will, Clark, and Drew Freeze was one of the groups.
Yeah.
And I remember we stopped to get food in one of the small towns on the way in Missouri, and y'all were still inside eating, and Drew and I were smoking a cigarette. And this dude walks up and goes, "Oh, you're comedians. You want to hear a joke?" And then he just said the most racist shit I've ever heard in my entire life. And then you two walk out, and you're like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "You guys should just go to the car, probably. Go ahead and fire that up. Maybe get that AC running. We'll be right over." And then another time, where I don't know if you guys were with
I don't
me.
get why. Why can't we? Will was trying to eat in at a Bojangles with the most racist customer base.
I knew. I was like, let him try. Let him be racist to me.
Were you guys with me?
Get all the.
I know it was Lebo that found it. Was this the trip where Lebo went in? We stopped at an Arby's, and Lebo came out of the bathroom with KKK literature, and he was just like, "Hey, check this out." And I was like, "Okay, everyone in the car, gotta go."
That was the one with Lisa.
Yes. Okay, so you were there for that, Lisa. So
I remember him being mad because I had to pee so much, but I do not remember the literature.
That was probably it. Yeah, it was like I had 2 Jewish people and a black guy with me, and I was like, "Missouri's fun, right, guys?" And then he just comes out with a KKK brochure, and I was like, "Oh, right. Maybe I should have known from all the no Obama signs."
You also you brought a girl back and had sex with her once too at your parents' house.
The pool.
I think I was there for that one.
Hmm.
What Clark's talking about. I was there for that.
And there's
Is
just
that the
so
time where
many
my mom, the next morning I woke up and my mom was showing her baby pictures of me?
Yes.
Super cool,
Every
dude.
trip.
Yeah. So
And then there
big
was one time
highlight.
where your mom or Clark was showing your mom how to microwave bacon.
No, vice versa. Didn't my mom teach you that, Clark?
I taught the whole house.
Yeah, no, they still use
Yeah.
that.
They still
Oh,
do
nice.
Yeah. Every time Will and Clark come up because of those trips, she goes, "Are they still too homophobic to sleep in the same bed?"
His mom was trying to make us sleep in the same bed.
It was a big
Yeah.
bed. It was a king size
It was a
bed.
big
It
bed,
does
but
not-
it's like
it was a huge sectional couch too. But she was like,
Well,
"No, you guys are going to sleep head to foot. Stop being homophobic." And we're
but they were like the carpets were very comfy too. Like it's a spot where you could like sleep anywhere. It's
The
like
whole
there's
house.
comfortable couches, there's comfortable
Would
carpets.
you guys share a bed now as grown-ups?
never.
I don't know. There's
It's-
no point.
Are we in a buddy cop movie?
Yeah.
It's also
Oh my
funny because it suggests that we weren't grown-ups then. We were
I know.
like pushing
We
30
were
at the time.
Yeah, 29 at least or something like that.
We
Yeah.
were at least 27 years
This
old.
is not
Yeah.
with you guys, but Kenny and I played some like anarchist, like a church that anarchists lived in. It was a rundown church.
In Cleveland.
And afterwards in Cleveland, and we slept on these couches covered in dog and cat hair. And and they didn't even have a kitchen. It was only hot plates and all these like anarchists.
And then I remember I went to the bathroom and there was randomly like a portrait photo of Jim Twos. I was like, where am I? It was just, I had no idea. I was like, wait, is that Jim Twos? She was like, yeah. I was like, okay. Cool.
Every comedy flop house has some animal hair like strewn all over it.
Who was that guy? Some guy, he died and his kids came through and somebody started telling a story about how like their dad used to always jizz in the ice trays. And then the kids were like, oh, that's so our dad. That's so sweet. And I remember being like, what's going on? They just said your dad jizzes in ice trays.
So
Sorry,
we
my
have
computer's
2
about to
more
die.
minutes, guys. And you're the old hosts of Knitting Factory. The new hosts are up next. Do you guys want to do a Knitting Factory memory or anything like that? Or do we want to talk about everyone at Two Black Dudes in an Open Mic yelling at Khalil to show us his dick? What do you guys?
That's a great memory.
That is a great memory. Khalil yelling at black women in our crowd and then
Well, because then you
getting
said I had a
berated.
toilet pussy, and then everyone
Yeah.
went, show us your dick.
Yeah.
That fucking guy.
But
I've never
Kenny,
seen-
you did like the Chappelle. Do you guys have a Knitting Factory memory outside of Chappelle? Like a silly one.
Well, the night that we handed off the show, Clark and I got all emotional, and because Will is autistic, he didn't. And so Clark and I go out in the hall and we're crying because there's just like so much pressure just released. It's been like 4 years and just like, and then we walk back in and Will goes, man, these soft motherfuckers is out there crying. And he's like wearing like capri pants and a birth crystal on his necklace. And I was like, I hate you so much. This man just called me soft, dressed in the Eddie Bauer catalog.
I'm a walking contradiction.
It was fun
Cute.
time.
All right,
But
boys.
yeah.
Oh, and thank you.
Oh.
The last night you gave us roses before we handed
Yeah.
the show up. That was
Yeah.
great. That's a Liza.
I was just looking at old pictures of that. We have a photo of all of us holding roses
Yeah, I love you
from
guys.
your old roommate. Yeah, hell yeah.
That
I
was,
miss
yeah,
you.
that was, a,
I mean,
that
it
was a
was
cool
n-
night.
And
That
Will,
was
you're
great.
about to be a dad. I mean, this
Exactly.
is very cool.
much.
Look at
Clark's
us. Look
got
at us
blonde
now.
hair.
Look at us now.
Yeah.
Clark's got blonde hair.
Kenny's got a whole stage behind him with a heart in it.
That Littlefield.
He's got those air traffic controller headphones on.
And I got this guy.
You got your boyfriend right there with the rainbow. Happy Pride Month.
Yeah, happy
Thanks.
Pride, everybody.
All right, get out of here. All right,
All
bye
right. Hey,
guys. Thank
Happy
you for
Juneteenth
doing
too.
this.
Bye.
I'll
Yes.
see you guys.
See you.
Bye everyone. So that was my friends. Okay, our next people are Sydnee Washington, Aminah Imani, and Marie Faustin. So they will be joining us. Hello.
Hey,
You all look beautiful. Wait, we need Marie back. Yay.
Hey.
Can you put up the background for us, please? I have a special background, if we can. Do that. There it is. Okay, great.
This
Yo,
is
Liza, you didn't even let us get into the hello.
oh wow.
Oh my
Hashtag
God.
never
forget.
This is racist and homophobic, and wow, I can't believe we're starting. Liza, you wouldn't even let us like slide in here a little bit. You just want to start.
Sydney, she's trying to keep you humble during the day before Juneteenth. Hey,
Liza, are you an ally or nah?
nah.
I'm trying to be better every day. I'm learning.
Rich. All right, let's start.
Well, so memories. Basically, the Halloween party I threw, I think it was 2018, was one of my favorite, greatest memories of my life. And one of the best parts is Sydnee showed up in this costume. And then Aminah and Marie just roasted her so hard. I laughed so hard. It made my life. But everyone was on Molly. The DJ was great. One of my favorite moments of that party where I was so proud was Marie came up to me on side and went, "Sis, you're out of water." And I went, "Nope, right there." And I had a whole other case of water. And I just felt like I'm a fucking hostess.
Yes.
So good. But you guys were all just so funny. So that was it.
When people are on Molly, I'm the water police. I'm like, make sure, are you drinking water? You hydrated? You like, I'm so annoying on that because people are like, yes, I'm peeing and I called my mom. Like, you want to take Molly with me?
Yes. You sound responsible. I would definitely take it with you, Marie.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Molly is great, but my costume is better. So
so there was a theme. It was villains. The theme was villains, bad bitches, and bad boys, I think.
Yeah.
When you pulled up with that costume, man,
Roger Klotz, he has a name. Say his name. Roger Klotz.
Say his name. Yo, Sydney, every year for Halloween, Sydney does too much.
It's the most.
Too much.
Yo, you bitches don't do enough. How about that?
No, they came.
No,
Marie was Lil Wayne.
No, I was one of the Migos. I was Migos.
My bad.
Same difference. And I was Superwoman because that's who I am in real life, and I think I'm just gonna repeat that every year.
Right.
That's the costume you had on that night too.
Yes, girl.
Yeah. So I wanna start off with how I pulled up to Liza's house and Larry Owens and Sabrina Jalez was outside and acted like I was a stranger. They acted like they did not know me.
They were like, we don't know him. No.
They almost asked, "Are you at the right party?" Like that's how shady they were. And then I walked into the party and nobody was saying hi to me. I mean, everyone made me feel like I was an ugly stranger.
It just was in disbelief. We couldn't believe you would do something like that.
We were like, who did that?
Yeah. So then I pull up to Aminah and Marie. And when I tell you, everyone went on. Marsha Belsky, literally everyone in the party started coming at me. They started bringing memes. It was in-person memes. They were finding pictures.
One person to next person to the next person. You got called Young Jock.
Yep.
You got called
The Mask.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Jack Nicholson, I think, from
But I mean, can we take a step back for a second? We all used to watch Doug, right? Lisa, you watched Doug. Yeah. That's not what Roger looked like. So Sydney was teasing us with like, I'm gonna be Roger. This is what I'm doing, and we're thinking the paint is not gonna be ashy. We're thinking the wig is gonna be sitting up. Yes, bring up a photo of real Roger.
Yeah.
Can you get a back to back?
That's what I'm trying. We'll see.
A Thomas Bang. It was.
Oh my God. Well, the thing is, I think I talked to Marie earlier and I was like, damn, I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair because Roger Klotz had like one little piece in the front, but then it was shaved off on the sides.
And it was orange.
And it was really, really orange. So I got a black wig and I tried to spray paint it orange. Didn't work. But I had to stick with I had to go. I still had to keep going.
You can't stop. You gotta stay committed. You did right.
Did you paint your hands too?
Yep. Zoom in and watch, see it again. My hands were painted.
If you're gonna do green face, you gotta do the whole body, you know? Sydney just showed up. She looked like Aminah's plant behind her.
Yeah.
But like dry.
One of my other favorite costumes that night, though, was when Sam J and Yaya showed up in a white stretch limousine and Ike and Tina Turner.
Yes.
Beautiful.
That
it felt too real.
Ike and Tina in the white limo in the scene when she finally fights back and hits him, right?
Yeah, there was props. She had cake, and they kept acting it out, and the driver didn't know whether to leave or go, and he was confused as to what was happening. They kept having to be like, "We're just playing."
I can't wait to have that much disposable income to just be like, well, this is part of the costume, the limousine.
Oh, that party, I'll be honest with, I mean, now that I have nothing anymore, it's tough to think about, but that party cost me $3,000.
Oh, yeah. You really went ham. When you had the heaters outside, I was like, Lisa, we do not deserve.
You had a case of water when Marie asked you about water. That's the least you could have had with $3,000.
Well, what cost all the money? The drugs and the heat lamps?
The drugs, heat lamps, the DJ, all the sound equipment, the decorations. I paid for the Molly and the booze, and so and then the bags of chips, and then I had 12 pounds of candy. And then I hired hair and makeup for me and Julia.
That's insane. That's insane. I'm glad I came. I'm glad
I got my dress from David's Bridal and got it altered.
Oh my goodness.
What? I didn't even know that you said yes to the dress for Halloween.
Lisa, did you at least hook up with anybody that night?
I knew everyone there. No hooking up at all. No.
Yeah. Oh, if I'm spending $3,000, don't trust I'm pee popping on somebody's face. Right.
If I'm spending $3,000, I'm getting some dick.
Okay. I'm gonna be squirting or something. Oh wait, can we say that on here? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Okay, wait. I see Roger.
Oh, is he coming on? I don't see it.
They're blinking it. It's under.
That's how I came in at the party. Like, hey guys.
Yes.
That's what Sydnee thought she looked like.
Hey.
Now
everybody. This hurts. This hurts.
We will never ever forget.
This is wrong.
Why would you do this?
I'm upset. You see, I did my eyebrows though. Did you see that? I really committed to it.
Your green wasn't even right. You giving us forest green, and it's like the lime, like it's
mint. Yes, mint green.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that I had the green, and then I had yellow, and then I had a white, and I was trying to add, and it just kept getting worse and worse.
What did you think the reaction was going to be? I guess I'm like, what was your, like, did you think you were going to go in and people were going to be like, that's Roger?
Tell us where your head was at.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to
like jump on stage and then you bomb.
I thought everybody was going to be like, wow, Sydnee, this is so cool. You did a great job. I thought everybody was going to want to take pictures with me. Nobody wanted to take pictures. Not one person. They were like, they pulled out their phones, but not to take a picture with me.
No, and then I think somebody said that you looked like the Toni Braxton album cover.
Yes, there was a picture of that too.
Okay, so we have Megan Gailey, and she says, I'm on Sydnee's side. I don't want to be, but I am.
Well, what does that mean? That means you think she looks like Roger, or that means
sounds like sympathy? That's what that sounds like.
I don't want.
So can we talk about Clark? Clark Jones was on point with the memes. He had all of the Kermit the Frog memes, just like Kermit was sitting at the table like this. He made me sit at the table and do this, and then he had a side-by-side picture. It was so good.
One of my favorite Clark moments from that party, we were all dancing, and he just like, I don't remember what he said, but he like gave it up to the DJ and everyone started cheering for Serene. And it felt cool. Like I was so glad he started a Serene chant. It made me happy. Also, when they played What's Your Fantasy by Ludacris.
Oh, yes.
The ground shook. And I was like, this song brings people together. It felt, Megan wrote Pity. It was Pity.
Wow.
But she loves Pity. She told me recently.
Oh wait, Lisa, did any of your neighbors complain? Did anybody call and ask? Like,
no, they came. They came to the party. I invited everyone that lived around me. The only problem is 2 days after that was when my carbon monoxide poisoning started.
That's right, I remember.
They might
got carbon monoxide poisoning? Somebody tried to kill you?
Yeah, I had 4 monoxide poisonings because the neighbors next door set up generators in our basement. to keep warm, but it was chemicals. And so fire department would come and my landlord sucked. So like everyone was fine, but then that party led to the demise of my life.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. And my landlord just didn't give a shit. She's like, it's safe. And I'm like, there's gas leaks and poison. There was a propane tank in the basement. The fire department was like, this could have exploded at any moment. And
damn, dude. You were in Bed-Stuy?
Crown
I
Heights.
was in Crown Heights. It was giant. It was awesome. And then it was like, that party was everything to me. And then it was full monoxide poisonings. The fire department broke some of my art. They broke a lamp.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't find the source of it. And then it was bad.
Okay, well,
well, I'm glad you're alive to talk about it.
And I'm so, you know what? After that, I'm so glad that I came and sacrificed, my integrity, my looks,
reputation,
my happiness, reputation for your party. I really overextended myself for you.
Oh, but I do remember the neighbors kept coming back and forth, and then they came back and brought an old man with them, and the old man said at like 3 a.m. was like, "Do you have any Hennessy?" I'm like, "Not at 3 a.m, sir." Like that is crazy.
I've never been to a party where they still had they had Hennessy at 3 a.m. Never been.
No, I don't think I had it.
Well, he was trying to catch up to everybody else. He said, "Okay, is there Hennessy? I see no Molly is left."
No.
I still have the Molly. I might do it this weekend. I still have Molly from that Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Because I was actually going to have people pay for it. I was like, that's the one thing. Maybe I can get people to pay for Molly. And then Kenny brought the Molly, but a dose was half a pill. I'm like, I can't have you break pills in people's face and then charge them for half a pill. That's bad service. So.
Wait, guys, don't you have a Kenny story too?
Well, yeah, we remember being solicited from my Kenny.
Wait, tell it.
Me and Marie was standing there and we was hanging out and Kenny was there and Kenny was like, yeah, I can give it to you guys, but Liza paid for it. So if you have anything, go ahead and, assist. And me and Marie was standing there and it was like a long silence. And we was just like.
And then Kenny was like, well, we'll figure it out. And so that was the inside joke later on. It was like, oh, whenever somebody was like, hey, you want to Venmo me? We're like, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Well, someone said, Chris read to Kenny said, I think Kenny painted silver because it's the closest he can get to blackface.
Oh, okay.
That
Chris
didn't
Pratt
hit the
was
way.
there?
Yeah, but he was like a vampire. He just had contacts and teeth.
Oh, vampire.
He came in the limo, but he was someone from
Wow,
Batman.
people taking the limo to Crown Heights. What is this about?
So we missed it. We should have hopped in a limo too, friends.
We didn't get the memo. Limo to Crown Heights. Okay.
I took an Uber pool to that party. Wow, so poor.
What's it called? So we're at the 2-minute mark. Do you guys have any other things you want to talk about? Any knitting factory moments, any friendship moments, any
we can have a knitting factory moment. Okay,
yeah.
Let's talk about it. So Sydnee and I have a podcast. It's called The Unofficial Expert, right? Yeah. We talk to people who think they're experts at stuff you don't need skills for, right? You did it. I think you were like the candy expert or cartoons or something.
You wouldn't let, I wanted to do gummy and you wouldn't allow it.
You were chatting expert.
I did bad on your pod, I think.
No, I think because people still comment on like when you did stuff on Netflix, people are like, oh, I remember her from your podcast.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Right.
Well, do you guys know my friend Lil Frex is obsessed with you? And when we took a photo that I posted with this show, she was like, I can't believe I'm in a photo with them. She might be embarrassed that I told you guys that, but she is like,
I love stuff like that.
Yeah, that's great. We love that. Finish, Marie.
Yeah, finish. Sorry.
So this girl we had on the podcast, she was our runaway bride expert, a hot mess. Showed up to the knitting factory and like accosted Sydnee in the bathroom. She was like, I heard you guys were talking about me, like all of this stuff, and then tried to sit in the front row of the show. And then we had to kick her out.
But Aminah was like, okay, so wait, what happened though? Like,
because I did her hair, Small World. She's a client of mine. So I was trying to resolve the issue, but Sydnee was like, no, I don't care who hell you did. She gotta go. So I went over to her and she was like, seriously? And I was like, hey, bro.
Mind you,
you know what I mean?
Mind you, I had tried to start the show. I got on stage and was like, what up, guys? And Sydnee comes out of the bathroom after this girl like presses her. And she was like, get off the stage, Marie, right now. I'm like, all right, I'll be back. I get up. Sydnee was like, we can't start until she's gone.
Yep.
We can't go. And then drama.
Well, my favorite Nip moment was when the guys passed it down and it became yours. It was like such a fun dance party. And you guys were dancing so sexy that the doormen were the happiest of anybody. They were happier than you. Like they were just thrilled that you guys were dancing more than anything. And I love watching them watch you.
Yeah. The doorman thought they were going to be booked on the knit.
Oh, I wish you could read the emails from that deranged person that wanted to do your show so bad. Where he listed his credits and you went, well, with credits like those, I'm sure you can get booked everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Not here.
Yeah, I remember that person. They're hilarious.
I wonder, but people message you more rudely than they did the boys.
100%.
People don't really message me because I'm not the nice host. They don't really slide in my DMs as much or my inbox as much. But I'm the nice one, so it was me getting all the heat. Aminah was like, yeah, I'll get like 1 or 2 messages a week. And I'm like, really? Because I think I'm getting all of them.
Yeah,
I'm like 20 messages to her personal email a day.
I'm the Will Miles.
They had a booker. To be unfair to them, they could not handle it. So they had a booker.
Yeah, but I think even when
they fought. Oh my God, so much drama.
No, but I think even when a show has a booker, people still hit the host up and say, how do I get on the show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because now none of us book it. So
right.
Nobody's doing the knit. So
I think I'm gonna message the people who emailed us and like, yeah, I think we got a spot coming up for you.
Yes. Well, I can't wait to one day be back at the knit, packed in very tight. And I can't wait to have an extra $3,000 again.
Yeah.
I hope that happens one day.
It's going to happen. Can't wait to have money like that. I might get 2 thimos.
Thank you for doing this. This was fun. You make me laugh.
Great, Liza. This was fun.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
Yeah, I was really some
and happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. We free.
No, are you okay with white people now celebrating it and acknowledge, or you still want us to back off?
I think the only way white people should celebrate Juneteenth is by working. I think that they should have to go to work, and I think that Black people should continue to not have to go to work on Juneteenth. You should Venmo your Black friends.
Yes.
Jem is here.
Cute.
He said, happy Juneteenth. If anybody wants to Venmo my cat, that'll be great.
Cat got a Venmo?
Sydnee Dad Washington.
Oh, y'all share Venmo.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
So cute. Yeah. All right. It's over. I'm going to exit. Thanks, everyone who watched. Thank you so much. And thanks for all the comics who came on. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh.